Secret to a deep and restful sleep. There once lived a group of monks who were well known for their wisdom and profound knowledge of the world in a far-off land. They led a humble life without worldly things or other distractions, putting their lives in the service of finding inner peace and enlightenment. Shenzu, a young monk, came to the elder monks one day with a dilemma. He had been finding it difficult to get a good night's sleep because of his anxiety and restless thoughts, which kept him awake despite his best efforts to clear his mind. Shenzu's complaints were heard by senior monks, who took him under their wing and guided him to a peaceful area of the monastery where they sat in silence. They were keen to assist him in finding a solution to his restless nights. Shenzu, one of the monks said, "Your heart, not your thinking, is the source of the issue. You're struggling under a burden that prevents you from experiencing the peace you need." The elder monk added, "You've been harboring hatred towards someone who's harmed you in the past." Shenzu was startled by this and unsure what his heart might possibly be burdened with. "You're preventing yourself from experiencing actual rest because of this anger and bitterness." After giving it some thought, Shenzu concluded that the elder monk was correct and that he'd been harboring resentment towards an old friend who had deceived him in the past and had never completely made up for his actions. The monks then started to explain the narrative to Shenzu, one that had been handed down through their order's ancestors. There once was a farmer who had a little piece of land. One day he found that one of his neighbors had stolen maize ears from his crops. The farmer filed a lawsuit against his neighbor because he was so furious. The farmer couldn't sleep at night because he was so overcome by resentment and fury towards his neighborhood. He struggled to let go of his anger as he rolled and tossed in bed. Finally, the trial day arrived. The farmer submitted his argument to the judge after his neighbor came, but the judge was cut off by the farmer's neighbor, who said, "I am sorry for what I have done." "I had no right to steal that ear of corn from your crops," the neighbor retorted. "Please pardon me." The farmer was shocked to learn that he had been harboring his rage for so long that he lost sight of the need of forgiving others. After dropping the case and forgiving his neighbor, he was able to sleep happily and soundly once more. After concluding their narrative, the elder monks turned to Shenzu and pleaded with him to let go of his resentment and hate against his old friend. They claimed that the secret to achieving inner peace and relaxation is forgiveness. Shenzu took their advice to heart and started contemplating the virtue of forgiving others. His evenings began to be filled with deep, undisturbed slumber once more, as he was able to let go of his bitterness and forgive his old friend. Therefore, the farmer and his neighbor's fable reminds us that the ability to forgive is the secret to achieving inner peace and rest. It serves as a reminder that letting go of our bitterness and anger towards others is a gift we give to ourselves as much as to others. We must develop a mindset of forgiving and letting go if we want to sleep well. Grudges and unresolved disagreements should not be held onto because they might cause mental stress and interfere with getting a good night's sleep. Instead, make an effort to forgive ourselves and others and to have compassion for them, letting go of the past and welcoming the future. Journaling about your emotions and ideas, practicing mindfulness meditation, and concentrating on positive affirmations before bed are some ways to develop this attitude. You might also try maintaining a regular sleep schedule, avoiding stimulating activities or meals before night, and creating a calm and pleasant sleeping environment. Remember that getting a good night's sleep is not only a medical necessity, but also a spiritual one. By developing a mindset of forgiveness and serenity, we can not only get a good night's sleep, but also lead lives that are more fulfilling and meaningful. If you like this story, let us know in the comments by typing "Mindful Tale." Your comments will keep us motivated to make such videos in the future as well.